So were mine eyes inebriate with view of the vast multitude, whom various wounds disfigured, that they longed to stay and weep. But Virgil roused me, what yet gazest on? Wherefore doth fasten yet thy sight below among the maimed and miserable shades? Thou hast not shone in any chasm beside this weakness. No, if thou wouldst number them that 22 miles the valley winds its circuit, and already is the moon beneath our feet, the time permitted now is short, and more not seen remains to see. If thou, I straight replied, hadst weight the cause for which I looked, thou hadst perchance excused the tarrying still. My leader part pursued his way, the while I followed, answering him, and adding thus, within that cave I deem, whereon so fixedly I held my can, there is a spirit dwells, one of my blood, wailing the crime that costs him now so dear. Then spake my master, let thy soul no more afflict itself for him. Direct elsewhere its thought, and leave him. At the bridge's foot I marked how he did point with menacing look at thee, and heard him by the others nommed Jerry of Bellow. Thou so wholly then wert busied with his spirit, who once arguelled the towers of Hautefort, that thou lookedst not that way, ere he was gone. O guide beloved! His violent death yet unavenged, said I, by any, who are partners in his shame, made him contemptuous, therefore, as I think, he passed me speechless by, and doing so hath made me more compassionate his fate. So we discoursed to where the rock first showed the other valley, had more light been there, e'en to the lowest depth. Soon as we came o'er the last cloister in the dismal rounds of Malbolge, and the brotherhood were to our view exposed, then many a dart of sore lament assailed me, headed all with points of thrilling pity, that I closed both ears against the volley with mine hands. As were the torment, if each lazar house of Valdiciana, in the sultry time twixt July and September, with the isle Sardinia and Maremma's pestilent fin, had heaped their maladies all in one fosse together, such was here the torment, dire the stench, as issuing steams from festered limbs. We on the utmost shore of the long rock descended still to leftward. Then my sight was livelier to explore the depth, wherein the minister of the most mighty Lord, all-searching justice, dooms to punishment the forgers noted on her dread record. More rueful was it not methinks to see the nation in Aegina droop, what time each living thing, e'en to the little worm, all fell, so full of malice was the air, and afterward, as bards of yore have told, the ancient people were restored anew from seed of emmets, than was here to see the spirits, that languished through the murky vale uppilled on many a stack. Confused they lay, one o'er the belly, o'er the shoulders one rolled of another, sidling crawled a third along the dismal pathway. Step by step we journeyed on, in silence looking round and listening those diseased, who strove in vain to lift their forms. Then too I marked, that sat propped gainst each other, as two brazen pans set to retain the heat. From head to foot, a tetter barked them round. Nor saw I e'er groom currying so fast, for whom his lord impatient waited, or himself perchance tiered with long watching, as of these each one plied quickly his keen nails, through furiousness of ne'er-abetted pruriency. The crust came drawn from underneath in flakes, like scales scrapped from the bream or fish of broader mail. O thou, who with thy fingers rendest off thy coat of proof, thus spake my guide to one, and sometimes makest tearing pincers of them, tell me if any born of Latian land be among these within, so may thy nails serve thee for everlasting to this toil. Both are of Latium, weeping he replied, whom tortured thus thou sayest, but who art thou that hast inquired of us? To whom my guide, one that descend with this man, who yet lives, from rock to rock, and show him hell's abyss. Then started they asunder, and each turned trembling toward us, with the rest, whose ear those words redounding struck. To me my liege addressed him, speak to them whatever thou list. And I therewith began, so may no time filch your remembrance from the thoughts of men in th upper world, but after many sons survive it, as ye tell me, who ye are, and of what race ye come. Your punishment, unseemly and disgustful in its kind, deter you not from opening thus much to me. Arezzo was my dwelling, answered one, and me Alborough of Siena brought to die by fire, but that, for which I died, leads me not here. True as in sport I told him, that I had learned to wing my flight in air. And he admiring much, as he was void of wisdom, willed me to declare to him the secret of mine art, and only hence, because I made him not a deadless, prevailed on one suppository his sire to burn me. But minus to this chasm last of the 10, for that I practiced alchemy on earth, has doomed me. Him no subterfuge eludes. Then to the bard I spake, was ever race light as Sienna's? Sure not France herself can show a tribe so frivolous and vain. The other leprous spirit heard my words, and thus returned, Be Strica from this charge exempted, he who knew so temperately to lay out fortune's gifts, and Nicolo who first the spice's costly luxury discovered in that garden, where such seed roots deepest in the soil, and be that troop exempted, with whom Caccia of Asciano lavished his vineyards and wide-spreading woods, and his rare wisdom Obagliato showed a spectacle for all. That thou mayst know who seconds thee against the Sienese thus gladly, bend this way thy sharpened sight, that while my face may answer to thy can, so shalt thou see I am Capocchia's ghost, who forged transmuted metals by the power of alchemy, and if I scan thee right, thus needs must well remember how I aped creative nature by my subtle art.